Don't worry, I'm here. Why, hello, everybody. As usual, I'm going to sit here and wait and see if anybody else shows up. Not sure if the audio is working or fine or whatever, but I was in the middle of moving a refrigerator, so I had to wait a few minutes before I could come on here. I think I need to kill that air conditioner real quick. Anybody actually here willing to say whether or not the air conditioner is too loud or not? Yeah, didn't think so. All right, be right back. All right, once again, I am back. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Why you got so many of your motherfuckers still up? Sheesh. Y'all waiting to see who I go off on next? But in my own defense, I was literally told to be myself. I'd like to think I was definitely myself. In fact, I was probably a little bit more cordial than I normally would be back not too long ago. But yeah. But no, I don't mind the content, even though I've already heard it before. I love Teresa. Peggy's awesome. Yeah, all that other stuff. Yeah, it's just the I don't even know what to call him. He's supposed to be younger than me, but he's older than me. I don't make it make sense, but okay. Really? Anybody else before I start pulling out band buttons and stuff like that? I'm really shocked that you losers don't have anything better to do still. Yep. About the walrus or sperm whale? Yeah, I think I call him the sperm whale now. That would be the sperm whale that you guys run around with, to be honest with you. I'm almost 6'4" and I weigh 189 pounds. Pretty sure your fat ass alone weighs much more than that. But you know the rules. If you're not gonna be, if you're gonna troll, at least be amusing, and you're not. So, fucking loser. Why don't you try to go get laid without having to pay for it? As I was saying. Basically, I was going to make this pretty quickly or whatever. Maybe come back later. Not entirely sure though. Just a couple of basic situations or whatnot where someone either went to jail when they weren't supposed to go to jail because they were innocent, or in regards to another story that most people probably haven't heard from nearby me, where a pedophile started killing and became a serial killer because based on the fact that they didn't want to be uh, thrown back in jail for being a pedophile, so they started getting rid of the victims. And well, everybody knows the one case, honestly, because it's got its own fucking documentary and shit. Yeah, that walrus sperm whale, fucking Free Willy. Yeah, you're not gonna get content. You're boring and you're irrelevant. Even if the murder sheets thought it was cool enough to interview you. And I find that funny, but we'll see why. So yeah. But as I was saying, the easiest case to reach for would be the making of the murderer, Stephen Avery. And I can hear people bitching already in the distance. He's innocent. I'm sorry, but a jury of his peers or a judge or whatever was found him guilty. So at this moment in time, we're going to act like in regards to him basically being guilty. You don't like it? I don't make the rules. Well, I guess I do, but fuck it. Dude went to fucking prison for sexual assault or whatever that he was innocent of. I'm pretty sure he spent like 12 plus years in lockup for that before he was finally cleared by, I guess, DNA evidence and everything else. Then, in the process of waiting for a lawsuit against the state or whatever, he apparently had a run in with a lady named Teresa Hallbach, who came over to take photographs of vehicles that the Avery family were selling on their property. Well, that is basically what is last known of Teresa Hallbach. Many people believe that she left there and was killed by somebody else. The police and apparently the entire state, as far as the government's concerned, believe that she never left the property and she was murdered subsequently when she was trying to take the pictures and such, and that they hid her four-raver, I think it's called, on their property amongst the other junk vehicles sitting around where it was later found. And her ignition key was found in Stephen Avery's room, but many people also think that it was planted and all this other stuff. Like I said, it's a very long winding case, but that's not the reason why we're here. Now, these cases could be very similar. We're not sure why, if he did kill Teresa Hallbach, why he did it. It could have been just to get rid of a witness because he damn sure wasn't wanting to go back to prison, I assume. Or it could be at this point he's already snapped and has physical and mental issues and shit, and just wanted to kill her to see how it was like. More like a lot of people think, maybe he didn't kill her at all. I don't know.
I tend to believe that yes, in fact, he did kill her. I'm much more likely to also think that he probably did so he wouldn't have to go back to prison. And that's basically see the problem is when you're put into prison and stuff like that, which honestly I haven't been to prison, so not like I know, but I know a lot of people that have. And the problem with prisoners, you get put in a very harsh environment with a whole bunch of other criminals. So it's almost like, how do I put this? It's like evolving, or yeah, basically evolving or upper level, raising the level of every single criminal that gets put in there. Because now they're in there with other criminals, ones that are better, ones that can also tell them stories of how they got away with it and how they didn't, and what got them caught, and what didn't, and everything else. And by the time they get out, well, honestly, they're a couple of levels higher than they were the last time. And that honestly is just plain out just a fact because I run into buddies of mine that I haven't seen in a long time, and hey, bro, where you been? Oh, I was in jail. No kidding. And then they don't get caught again for a lot longer of a period of time than they did the last time. And the other guy I was going to talk about was a serial killer named Arthur Good the Third. Basically, I forget where he came from, but the beginning of his crimes, as far as murder coincides, in the city of Cape Coral, which is right next to the city of Fort Myers, where I live. And by this point, he was already a pedophile and already had spent time in prison for his crimes. So, what he had done was, well, after I basically essayed the kid and this and that and the other, which was a little boy, he killed the boy to cover up for the fact of his crime, and there would be nobody to testify against him. And as soon as he dumped the body, he jumped in a vehicle and hauled ass and got the hell out of here. And I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it was like Boston. Kept thinking it was New York, but I'm pretty sure it's in Massachusetts. Is where his spree basically ended because after killing the little boy in Cape Coral here, he got to Massachusetts and found another boy he liked and did the same to him. The cops in Florida knew right away who did it, and they were looking to track him down right away. And well, he was apprehended pretty damn quickly while still in Massachusetts, and then extradited back down to Florida. He was put into prison. He actually he pled guilty, but oddly enough, he still got the death penalty, if I remember correctly. How much money you want to put on that? How much? Oh, what am I thinking? None of you losers have fucking jobs. You don't have any money. Yeah, get lost. Fucking losers. Any of y'all that has money that's not on an EBT card or something, I'll take that challenge anytime you get. In fact, might be even less than that right now. But if I'm gonna do it, then the sperm whale has to get on the scale too, so everybody can know exactly how much that lard ass weighs. How about that? Yeah. And he has to do it first, so we can all have a great mess of laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And then I can take his money. Well, wait, what am I saying? He has no money. He has no job. He lives with his mom. But a joke. Okay, back to as what I was saying. What was it? Yeah, he got the death penalty anyways. And basically, he was big on rights for criminals and this and that and the other. And he was begging to have the sentences and all that brought down in cases of pedophiles and such because they left them at so harsh, which no, they weren't really harsh at the time at all, but around basically around what they were kind of now, maybe a little tiny bit worse. So yeah, that's a big fucking joke. And the whole RSO sex offender list, of course, I'm not even sure that was a thing back then either, because this was like early '80s, late '70s, even maybe. But he basically said, "Hey, if you're gonna, put us in prison for all this time, then we're gonna get more killers because we're gonna try to kill the witnesses to get them out of this stuff." Which sadly is true. The prisons themselves are harsh environments made for only profit, and they do horrible, fucking nasty things, and feed them stuff that's not for human consumption. Which I mean, I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but I've just seen some of the boxes and they literally say not for human consumption. So, yeah. Basically, all the gangs and races and everything else in these prisons or whatever are shackled down together and stuff. So basically, it's a breeding ground of fucking hatred. And by the time they get a chance or whatever, what if somebody wants to get out of a gang? Well, they really can't because they're already stuck together with all their other gang buddies. And the second that anybody finds out that they want to get out of the gang, woo, they might even get murdered, depending on who they are. I mean, it's become a commonplace thing. People in prison here in the United States will be murdered. Uh, it is what it is. Then again, I don't really mind if pedophiles get murdered because they just basically deserve it. Just like the relative of the sperm whale that liked to touch him, apparently. So, yeah, he would also be put on the island. I don't think I need to explain what the island is anymore. No, it's not Australia. Anything else? Because as I said, I plan on coming back or whatever. I just need to go move a refrigerator. So, um, yeah, I guess it's a bunch of just weirdo creepos here, anyways, or lurkers or whatever, or stalkers, whatever you want to call them. It's my channel after all, so I do what the fuck I want. Assalamu alaikum, losers.